Guys, so just a precursor before we get into the video. When I recorded this, all of these coins were down significantly, so a lot of them have recovered quite a lot, like Acropolis, Polkadot, things like that. All of these Y coins here, this coin YFFI was down 50%. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Don't be too harsh on me.
David, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Having money on my mind, I having money in my pocket. Bone marrow roasted, spread it on the rosemary bread, lightly toasted, drizzle with the vinaigrette.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy MXStyle. This is how it's going down, and in this episode I'll be bringing to you some Zilliqa news as well as some overall TA on Zilliqa, Digibyte, YFL, YFFI, Tezos and SXP. So before we get into the video, I want to know, are you bullish, bearish, or
this too fascistish? Nope.
And I'm starting a Taekwondo martial arts club. Well, not a club, but I'm going to be teaching martial arts basically. I'll be teaching in the Cricklewood Boxing Centre, Cricklewood Boxing Club in NW2 6JP, starting from the 12th of September. Classes will be from 12 PM to 1:15. That'll be the kids classes, and then adults classes will be from 1:15 to 2 o'clock. So yeah, that is that, guys. If you're in London, hit me up, message me on social media, whatever. Reach out to me, might give you a discount, who knows. But yeah, that's that. Let's get into the video. Before we get into the video, I just want to give you an overall view of the market. So looking at all these lines, I hope it's not too confusing, but basically this diagonal line here represents the long-term resistance that we had lasting from an all-time high in December 2017, which is 3 years ago, and you can see that we broke above it in the last couple months or so. Now we've come back to test it now, which is such a bullish and beautiful, poetic, self-fulfilling prophecy that is about to make us so bloody rich you don't even understand. I don't even understand. But we can see here we've tested it as support. We've tested the 10-day moving average also as support as well, and we're not going to go below 10k. Like, I don't personally like this red line here is the Fibonacci retracement on the weekly chart, going like this. It's such a powerful line and retracement that we haven't we've respected. So that's that. No need to panic, guys. Just buy this dip, because ultimately this is where the mooning starts. Anyway, so looking at the first piece of news, we have Zilliqa being listed on a social trading platform called Hedge Trade. Sorry, I haven't heard much about them, but I will try to leave a link in the description if I don't forget. Potentially could have a positive effect on the price of Zilliqa, who knows. Just interesting to see. Yeah, looking at the Zilliqa news, so we have Zilliqa announcing that they've partnered with NextID. They are an official digital certification provider, and essentially they will feature in education and marketing campaigns. So NextID's blockchain verifiable certificates will incentivize engagement and formalize Zilliqa's skill development courses, as well as the fact that Zilliqa has joined NextID. As well as that, Zilliqa has joined, a trusted network of verifiers under the W3C verifiable credentials and DID specifications. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds very techy, sounds good for the price of Zilliqa. So basically, just to give you a quick overview, basically they're saying that they're pleased with NextID and that they're a verifiable certification issuer. Their web-based certificate and collectible issuance service will be issued and utilized across ZilHive educational workshops, and this will be good for educational purposes, but we'll get into that a bit later in the video. Essentially, together all of their mechanisms will provide a proof of identity, ownership and authorship for a myriad of business use cases. That's both corporate and in terms of educational use cases. But yeah, to quote Bill Claxton, founder and CEO of NextID, he said, "Cryptography alone is not enough to build trust on certificates and credentials. It will take broad adoption by enterprises who require general purpose verification tools. We're pleased that Zilliqa now is an adopter and is looking forward to working together on extending the reach of certificate verification technology." So who knows what impact this sort of technology will have. Personally, I need to do a bit more research into it, as it's all a bit new for me, but yeah, just thought I'd bring it to your guys' attention. But essentially, here are some of the reasons why people think it might be very useful in the future. Essentially, we've had COVID-19, lockdown, you know, social distancing and whatnot. So in terms of education, this will change how they look at things. So apparently this will increase the demand for, you know, digital tamper-proof credentials and certifications, and these could make education more affordable, accessible, and also it would optimize the admin and HR functions. So in terms of, you know, if people are doing, I guess they're doing a test online, you know, making sure that sort of data and, you know, the marking and all of that stuff is tip top and verified and, you know, not dodgy. Same thing with, you know, universities and things like that. But I would need to do a bit more research into that. I'm not going to lie with you guys. Second reason why it could be bullish for the price of Zilliqa and the whole blockchain industry altogether is because, according to Allied Market Research, the global blockchain identity management market was valued at approximately 107 million just 2 years ago, and now it's expected to be 11.46 billion by 2026. Potentially, guys, if we're getting in on Zilliqa and it's an early adopter of this technology, then yeah, we could be seeing very nice gains. But yeah, that is a long time to wait for these gains, so that's why it's always good to diversify. Yeah, so looking at Zilliqa's price chart, before we get into that, we're going to have a look at this website called Crypto Bubbles. So this basically just gives you a different way of visualizing the data, you know, that CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap would give you, and essentially you can filter it by performance, market cap, 24-hour volume, and then you can also filter it by the performance, price, rank, and also the dominance, as well as, you know, the hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly timeframes. And then you can also change it to your respective currency. But I believe when you filter it by performance, then it only shows, like, you know, coins in the top 10 or so, or sorry, not top 10, top 100. But yeah, you can see here all of the biggest gainers in the green bubbles. I'm not going to go over them because you guys can read, or you can pause it. But yeah, basically you want to be looking for opportunities. So you can see all of these different undervalued coins here, you know, minus 41%, minus 23%, SXP minus 24%, Digibyte minus 22%. You guys get where I'm going with this. I'm not going to read out all of them, but yeah, just thought that'd be interesting for you guys. Next of all, we have our Zilliqa chart. So like I said, you know, we have these two lines of resistance, this long-term 2-year line of resistance that we've been struggling to beat, similar to how Bitcoin was struggling to beat its 3-year line of resistance and then suddenly broke out of it. I think Zilliqa is in a very similar phase. Ultimately, you know, the markets have crashed, well, not crashed, but taken a slight dip in the last couple hours or so. So essentially, you know, this is still very bullish for Zilliqa. I believe we are in a bullish pennant. As you can see, we've come up here, we've held this 10-day moving average as support, and then we've also stayed within this pennant. We've wicked below the support line here, but we haven't, you know, dropped below it until now, sort of thing. But it depends on how you draw this line here. You can do it like this or whatever, but I've just kept it like that. But essentially, yeah, we are wicking up, or we are, sorry, coiling up into, you know, into the phase where we're about to spring out, in my personal opinion, and then we'll hopefully hold this 223 Satoshi mark as support, and then moon time, basically. Moon. Okay, so sorry guys. So next up we have YFL. So basically YFL, I did take profits earlier on in the day, and I'm so glad I did. Not trying to brag or anything, like, ultimately I've missed out on potential gains because I could have sold it for like 7 ETH. Instead I sold it for around 3 ETH, but not too bad. Can't really complain with that. Essentially guys, if you're looking to get in on YFL, now would be a good time, because ultimately it's undervalued by, how much is it undervalued by? It's undervalued by 25%. This is my second time recording this video, so it's gone up by 5%. Or has it? Yeah, it's gone up by 5%. So bloody hell. See, this coin, guys, this coin, it'll make you a lot of money. It'll make you a lot of money. That's that. Unfortunately, there isn't much of a chart to look at other than what is on CoinGecko.com. But yeah, you can see here we've had our dip. We dipped down all the way nearly to $600, and then boom, bounced back, baby, bounced back. looking at the volume real quick, yeah, we've had a dip in volume, and then people have bought this dip here. So yeah, keep an eye on this coin. It's still undervalued by 38% according to its previous high, which was actually today according to CoinGecko, but that is not true because it's different on different charts. If you go to Hotbit, then the liquidity may not be as good, but essentially their prices are often a lot higher than what's on Uniswap, although currently that's not the case. But generally, yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, looking at our next coin, we have YFFI. Okay, so similar to YFFI has also been severely undervalued in the last 24 hours. This coin is basically, I don't know much about this coin. I'm sticking with YFL. That's my baby. That's my moon bag. I'm just holding on to that coin like my life depends on it. But I would potentially be open to buying a bag of YFFI as well, as this coin has just dipped 50% in value in the last 24 hours. We are holding above, I don't know what moving average line this is. Maybe this is the 10-day. I don't exactly know, and I don't want to say, but we are basically above it now. Hopefully we can stay above this moving average, and then hopefully go above this, what I believe to be maybe the 20-day moving average here. But yeah, it's a weird one really. We can see here it's undervalued by 71%. So Jesus Christ, Jesus. So yeah, this coin has had a big pump and dump. To be honest, I'm not sure of the fundamentals for YFFI. I don't want to misspeak or anything, but yeah, we have held some support at this $150 mark, which is good to see. In terms of the fundamentals, this coin has had some resistance at the 150 mark, and now it's holding it as support. It's a bit worrying that it's dipped 70% in a day, but I guess that's what happens with low cap coins. This coin market cap is, the market cap is 9 million, so it makes sense that it's undervalued by so much. So essentially, yeah, I would probably eventually get a bag of this, because I see this as similar to YFL, to be honest, in terms of the supply, the tokenomics, and also the market cap. The market is just a little baby. It's $184, guys, which is, I don't know, roughly around £150, £140. So yeah, be looking at that. If you guys want to buy it, then you can go on MetaMask. And actually, I was going to make a video on DeFi, yield farming, and liquidity farming, but I took an L, and I'm not too happy about going over all of that stuff, because essentially gas fees are so high, and unless you have thousands to spare on your portfolio, thousands to spare, it's not worth it. So I'm not really going to go over it. If you guys want to look at how to yield farm or liquidity mine, then go to DeFi Dad or people like Crypto Gnome, people like that, and yeah. But I'm not going to be covering it, unfortunately. I said I would, but sorry guys. From basically they're the Fibonacci retracement lines basically, and you can see that they're well respected. Whatever, we wicked just above this retracement line, and I've said we're holding this $2,400 Satoshi mark as support here, and I would expect us to flip bullish in the next upcoming weeks or so. Definitely end of September, I see this coin being worth anywhere from 3,000 Satoshis all the way to 3,600 Satoshis, and in a super bullish scenario, potentially even 4,200 Satoshis. So if you guys are looking to buy a position or get a bag or whatever, now would be the time, as I have already done with my YFL profits. So yeah, that's been Tezos. I just want to keep it brief. There's not really much to go over. I've already said what I have to say about this coin. Next coin that we have is SXP, so another coin that is severely undervalued. Okay guys, so I've drawn a Fibonacci retracement for SXP, as you can see represented by these red horizontal lines. Just to give you guys a heads up, as you guys probably know, with all of these altcoins, you don't want to be holding them long term. These are just quick flips basically, and then you put that either in ETH or in Bitcoin, and then you can earn passive income on that ETH or Bitcoin. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, not financial advice. I'm just giving you my my game plan or whatever. But yeah, you can see here on these Fibonacci retracements that are always well respected if they're drawn correctly, which I believe I've drawn them correctly. On this, hold on, on this 0.618 mark here, we are holding it very, very nicely, and you know, we flipped the previous resistance as support here, which is before I got in. Maybe I got in like here August, and then I got maybe like a 1.7x. But yeah, in a really bearish scenario, we would drop below this here and then go to the 0.786 mark, which I don't believe will happen. But to be honest, like, we've just had a slight retracement, and that's because Bitcoin and Ethereum were just dumped. But like, ultimately, I would see this as a very, very good time to buy SXP, and I have loaded up on a bag of SXP. I've maybe got 1 ETH worth of SXP in the hopes and anticipation that it goes above the moving averages and then starts to moon again in there, because they do have some upcoming news that I can't think of right now, but they're basically owned by Binance, so essentially there's just going to be a whole load of money pumping it, and I do believe that they will be competing with Crypto.com in terms of, you know, user accessibility and, you know, market share. So I probably will do a comparison video of Crypto.com and SXP at a later date, but for now, this is all you need to know. It's undervalued basically. That's coupled with this fact here that, look, it's 24% undervalued for the week. So obviously, guys, you know, the more you zoom out on a time frame of a chart, the stronger the data is. So if we zoom out, you can see here, yeah, so on the weekly, that's beautiful. In fact, on the weekly, yeah, it's held, what's this, the 10-day moving average? Yeah, the 10-day moving average as, yeah, I believe it's 10-day moving average as support, and that is very, very bullish to see. That it wicked below it just ever so slightly, but you know, that 10-day moving average is just below the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement that I did mention. So it's ultimately very bullish for Zilliqa, for Swipe, SXP, and ultimately, you know, I do expect this for the rest of the year basically to just keep on going up and up and up. But obviously there will be retracements as it has done, but yeah, just go in and out of the coins, guys, in and out of the coins. That's that basically. Yeah, so QTOM as well, this is the weekly chart, guys. You can see here that in the previous weeks or so we were worth around 4,700 satoshis. So now we wicked just below this 10-day moving average here, and ultimately is bullish because we've held it as support. We've flipped the previous resistance at the 2,600 satoshi level as support, and we're also above this, you know, moving day average. So if I was to do a Fibonacci retracement, which I'm not going to do because otherwise this video will be super long, that I'm sure there'd be, you know, some sort of significant level either here, or, you know, somewhere in amongst those levels basically. Next coin that we have that is undervalued as well is Basic Attention Token. So just really quickly, I will be just doing the BTC pairings, by the way, guys, not USD. USD is garbage. Fiat is garbage. Just bear that in mind, yeah. So yeah, we have broken below the 10-day moving average. Now we're testing the 20-day moving average. Ultimately, we weren't able to hold previous resistance as support, so it is a bit bearish for Basic Attention Token. I won't lie to you guys. Not the end of the world, because we are still above the 20-day moving average ever so slightly, but yeah, we can see here it's still significantly undervalued in comparison to its all-time highs, and you know, like, depending on how long you want to hold it for, this would be a good time to enter. Ultimately, the best time to enter would have been, you know, August last year, but anyway, that is that basically. That's the Satoshi. That's the Bitcoin pairing for Basic Attention Token. Next, we have Atom, also known as Cosmos, I believe. Yeah, so looking at Cosmos, guys, once again, this is the weekly chart. So I'm just going to keep it macro for you guys because I just want to keep this video simple. But essentially, we are above the 10-day moving average here. You know, we did flip this previous line of level of resistance as support, as you know, this I say would be a significant level, as you know, we were rejected by that line or level in February, and also in August as well, which is not so long ago, and then ultimately we came above it. Now we're testing it again. If we can hold above it, that would be lovely, but we are undervalued by around 22%, just in the last week alone, comparing it to the all-time high again. Well, not all-time high, but previous high. So yeah, it's currently worth around 540 satoshis for one atom. So if it was to go to its previous all-time high, that would be a roughly a 40% move. So yeah, just keep that on your radar, guys. That's going to be the end of the video, but yeah, just to say, I'm actually gonna buy a bag of YFFI because like I'll be a fool not to buy it, guys. Like honestly, yeah, look. It reminds me of YFI. I know I've said this already, but it reminds me of YFI before it became YFI. Like, look at the coin supply, the market cap. Yeah, it's risky, but that's crypto for you guys. Like, no, you don't make gains without taking any risk. But yeah, that's been the video. I hope I haven't waffled too much. Make sure you smash the like button if you're new. Hit the subscribe button if you're new as well. And yeah, that's been the video. Peace, guys. I'm out.